So today I'm going to talk to you about the power of smell. Smell to me used to be such an extra thing. It was such a luxury to be able to enjoy good smelling perfume, great smelling food. But as it turns out, smell is one of our oldest and most developed senses. It is a must and a need. Not only does our ability to smell can help us determine if there is enough humidity in the air to tell that it's going to rain soon, it can also tell us if there is danger coming along. So today here with me, I have two ENT experts that will share with us. That would be Dr. Ryan and Dr. Jem. So Dr. Jem, are there any examples you could share with us when it comes to the importance of smell for everyone at home?
Okay, so basically, the sense of smell, apart from it being a primitive sense of smell, it also has a lot of implications in our daily life. First and foremost, it's there for our safety. It allows us to detect whether the environment is actually safe for us. For example, if you're able to detect sense of smoke, or the smell of smoke rather, or if something is burning in the house, it's very important. It also has an implication in our personal relationships because, if I may share, I've had patients who find it rather frustrating when they can't smell their partners, when they cannot identify their partners or their babies. It's also very important in our sense of satiety. For example, a lot of people I know depend on the sense of smell to find satisfaction on their food. It makes our food more palatable, more enjoyable. So these are some of the rather important implications of our sense of smell. There are also some people who have lost their sense of smell and tend to either eat more or eat less because of the distortion in their sense of smell. So in essence, your sense of smell can have implications on your weight loss or your weight gain.
So Doc Ryan, I heard that there are different types of variations of smell loss. I used to think it was either you smell or don't smell anything. Can you expound on that to let our viewers understand what they may be experiencing but not know about?
Thank you, Vicky. Actually, there are a lot of types of or variations of smell loss. And if you want to group them together, there's basically 2 or 3 basic types. One of which is called the conductive type, which means that you might have an infection or you may have a runny nose. Runny nose may also have something that's inside your nose, which blocks the odorants from reaching the olfactory area, which is the area where you generally smell. So there are other types, which means sensory neural, which means the problem is in the nerve. So basically any trauma or injury that could destroy or that could break the area of your sense of smell or the olfactory area, that could cause a sensory problem, or any infection in general caused by a lot of things could also damage the olfactory sense of smell. Now, with that being said, types of smell loss can be categorized as complete loss of smell, which is called anosmia. You could have like a decreased sense of smell, which is hyposmia. And there are other types like parosmia, wherein you generally have a distorted sense of smell. And then phantosmia, wherein there's really no stimuli or stimulus, but you can still smell something. So these are the basic things that one experiences when you have a problem with your smell.
So I read somewhere that your olfactory cells, otherwise known as your cells used for the scent of cells, can be renewed every 30 and 60 days. So does that mean it's possible for us to start helping us recover in the event that we have trouble smelling?
Well, in general, a lot of things with regards to our central nervous system or the brain is very plastic. So it means it has neuroplasticity, which can be renewed in a certain amount of period. Some people or some research have shown that around more than a month or so, your nasal cells or the cells for a sense of smell tend to regenerate or tend to replace the ones that are defective or the ones that are having any problems. So people, when they have loss of smell due to infections, they tend to recover after a while because, as we've said, the sense of smell or your olfactory sense tend to regenerate. They try to remove all those cells that have been damaged. So yeah, but the most important part is if you have any loss of smell or problems with your sense of smell, it's important to see an accredited ENT specialist in general, so that they can actually try to distinguish if you have an infection or a conductive type or anything for that matter. An ENT specialist can actually look inside your nose to identify which problems you might be having.
Now, I learned from both of you that there is such a thing as smell loss training, and essential oils may be used for such. Could you expound more about that for people who may be interested in a more natural method in regaining their sense of smell?
So, smell rehabilitation or smell training is one of the more interesting topics that I would like to share. Back in the year 2000s, a doctor named Professor Hummel actually started or did some testing for the sense of smell or smell rehabilitation. His patients wherein they have a loss of smell, they try to smell for specific odorants. So these four specific odorants, namely lemon, eucalyptus, clove, and rose. So they try to smell all of them. In a day, they actually, from what I remember, it's twice a day, or maybe around 5 minutes. These patients who have loss of smell actually improve far better than patients who did not do the smell training. So in general, any odorants or any products that have natural odors, such as coffee, rose, or anything for that matter, would be very beneficial for a patient who have smell loss or who had problems with their sense of smell. So again, I would like to emphasize that if you have any problems with that, doing smell training, there's a lot of information online that you can get, or you can actually go and consult your local doctor or ENT doctor on how to do the smell rehabilitation.
When it comes to using essential oils for smell training, it is very important that you make sure the oils you are using are pure and therapeutic grade. And what that means is it should be third-party tested to show that they are completely pure, no additives and nasty ingredients, as well as high in quality and constituents to give you the benefits you are looking for, just so that you do end up with the benefits and not end up with a whole train of other issues.